Did the angles of angels ever whisper Nostradamus predictions, color depictions from the animus? As Nosferatu ought to draw the E-chord, perhaps an addition from Igor, the distraction from his preview's unnamed anchor. Thieves of good beliefs to hide the real motif, soon to face the pack anger. Gotta start moving like the Queen's Jello, on the beat of the tello, on every era. Lufu, Amor, Eros, whatever you called it when it rose from the dead. Couldn't even see if I was missing my head. He rose to a head, thus instead they were all on a deathbed as they fled from the truth once said. Simply like zeros on a flow slower than the low, it never grows from the glow. A new twilight road to tread, carving a groundbreaking highlight. Through all the sound I hear birds chirping, sun is rising so bright. I can now see a silhouette, is that my shadow? Are we the ghosts on other towns, turning the hollow within yellow and vignet? As if we are the name of the wind on a mellow meadow, with the cigarette playing Russian roulette, with the thought of a last hello in the warfare. Do I always need to look behind for the bayonet, while the marionette does a pirouette to deviate my state? Can I still hear the echo of my past pray around my fellow halo? Or do I need to wait under a weeping willow with the portobello in the portable system, like a software on a flare of the rare nightmare I use for my glare? Tremors of terror, finding tumors of embers in abandoned chambers. Feels like September. Nightmares when I remember make me see through every pretender. A gift from the Redeemer, rap box I got, now a sender. I shall rot when my hot air balloon engine gets shot down on the evil room within a Coliseum dune. I fall the stream deeper, see steeper all around, become a Cupid leader, patrolling all intrusive, a vivid gleamer. Through our blood steady smoothly, a solid fluid, the flood to all and a chance to change. A bigger lucid dreamer, kick the ball, grow up, pick the call. Now it's time to break the fourth wall before it goes downfall. A prey big or small, ambling through the hall, protected with no borders, dissembling the counterfeit orders. By how we pray, every bad and good day to you. Through the gray I stray, once a day, all stages of our decay. I'll love you when we part away, and before we end further, I wanna stay. Go back when all we did was play. Friendly it was, now the game leaves everyone alone on their own to slay in their own way. A playground to assemble in charge to the fray. Rewire my subconscious while the field trembles. Malay on fire with the raid, under rain and fray obnoxious. Feeling higher, the power daily against being afraid, and courage to the monstrous. A vacay like in Montenegro, avoiding the puff of hocus pocus, dark magic deviation, that way to be away from focus. Within all the mumbo jumbo, gotta escape as Dumbo, come back as Rambo. Even without ammo, I could control my simmer away on limbo, and rupture is needed, especially when I miss her. Old wound still undamaged, should I seal it with a flare and thus light the twister? Become an alchemist, now I manage the baggage, engage the carnage, salvage the wreckage, and homage the rampage. Now I package the message. A rain check before the jawbreaker makes it all go wishy-washy. Might as well crash the shipwreck and enjoy the laffy-taffy of every jiggle like an obsessive instigator. What's to do when I like it? Jazzy and on a Darth Vader phase, I'll still make my case flashy. Won't know if it'll come from a space invader or from someone madly happy. Trapped in a crater, will they fuse and become one to finagle gladly? If I let him exceed over O'Malley Clan's motto, will he just hear me talking malarkey that can't even be met with a dark key to enter? I shall forget there's a center, a render gotten when I was larky. From a sparky galley, teleportedly bridged through the alley of the valley. A life wandered to the finale, and now me gusta tanto olvidarte porque al verte es como si fuese por primera vez. El amor sentido al revés, así es como tú me quieres. ¿Quién ¿Quiénes son los que tienes cuando lloras y hieres? Cojeando al bajo por los rieles, como si fuesen deberes mandados por los infieles, prepotentes pensando que sus inferiores ni siquiera son seres. Cuando a las flores se les caen los colores con el tiempo y clamores por dolores de temores pasados, las nuevas vistas en las pistas crecen con buenas noches y días sagrados con todo lo quemado, dejando sombras más sus nombres de nuestros hermanos y amores. The Morse code of discovered forces thereof, the divine God. When my heart's warm, is it blind love or does the one above rewind the white dove through a tough line with every sign and every other to find, designed to be defined by all the combined luck on an incline to the kind shine line, traveling all around while our mind unraveling the epoch we live on it through nothing out in the boondock, channeling the now while battling on how the Glock got out the ziplock while others knock out on the sidewalk by a killer like a gorilla on tequila on a sleepwalk to the watching hawk, hunting every snake and rap for real talk. You know what I mean, mon ami, did you feel the shock while you sped and slowed down the clock on an army? If you crash all whirly like a drunkaholic and wake up after the clusterfuck thereupon, being in cloud cuckoo land within the origami, it would all feel sativa lost in oh la 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 land. Through the reflection of my own Grammy, sight of my life traced back to my divine diva mamma mia. Got a call from Shiva to move on and viva la vida. As kids playing the Wii singing la di da, or like now with a joint on the jacuzzi. The journey of the laddie through Mount Fuji to lost in Fiji Islands. Learn to dance swinging like Bruce Lee and ducking like Ali. Even with all the ice wasabi, mixed cook with rice without going wazo. Aiming rat-rat-ta-ta with a white collar black tie. Shoot right and bye-bye before the salute of Hail Hydra. Dr. Dre dissing the bad spot. Still I think something's missing, so dashing, but it's a grim gun about to have a spasm and make a dim sun, though it has to have its orgasm to go mode Simpson. Look behind the curtain, ponder who's the writer to turn thy own styled fortune back crimson.
Sometimes everybody lies, sometimes I don't feel like a human, more like in a show as Truman. When I don't have a clue and hear something new, I go to me, say, is that true, man? Should I worry about a possible ruin that'll get me to not knowing what I'm doing? Spicy ramen, Birdly good, bring the senses to a union. To go against the non-hero, dragging a bag of bad compulsion like Nero the Roman, and ill dominion against the ascendant seclusion, a powered fusion of illusion. There's evidence, that's why it's evident, telepathically elegant, an engine ready to meet its end game. A succulent tale could be if one discovered the self-demented and implemented trust within a walk of dust, a cemented path dented by the steps and the aftermath. Final battle, maestro, tiny astro, hinted with its manifesto, tainted at point crescendo. After the rage and spiel in the cage with a bad deal, the sage through its heel in the stage to feel, turns to the next page, a new real age. After the rage and spiel in the cage with a bad deal, the sage through its heel in the stage to feel, turns to the next page, a new real age. There's evidence, that's why it's evident, telepathically elegant, an engine ready to meet its end game. A succulent tale could be if one discovered the self-demented and implemented trust within a walk of dust, a cemented path dented by the steps in the aftermath. Final battle, maestro, tiny astro, hinted with its manifesto, tainted at point crescendo. Do 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 do. Sometimes I don't feel like a human, more like in a show is Truman. When I don't have a clue and hear something new, I go to me, say, is that true, man? Should I worry about a possible ruin that'll get me to not knowing what I'm doing? Spicy ramen, burntly good, bring the senses to a union. To go against the non-hero, dragging a bag of bad compulsion like Nero, the Roman, and ill dominion against the ascending seclusion, a powered fusion of illusion.
The cosmic is comic, a plasmic, waiting to go atomic. Up in war, now I see who's shaking the jar. Break the glass for a revolution. Even if we end in execution, like in a Shutter Island institution. A forgotten discovery vault, Library of Alexandria. Need a new battery without a battery. An ascension with lots of suspension. A roundabout on tension, a way to redemption. A devoid of excuses on a short extension. As it's your first round on the usage of your mitochondria. Better be indubitably enough for a big expression of the weather on the way to broken record. Wish I could switch the disc and put it on suspension. Even if I had to spend the night in Transylvania. What if I dessert cream with a peach? Is it something for I've got to preach? I teach to learn from, to not end in beseech, and reach beyond the manipulated breach. A scene on the beach, cheering to the end of time so fine it all tingles back with nostalgia. As I forget the coming of Perusia, relinquish dysphoria and work on my new invention. With dementia, will I still have the same intention? Do I need a reason, a founding season of insomnia? Or is it purity of my soul found within every dream and dimension? Bovia of utopia and the afterlife dystopia falls under my euphoria. My ordered chaos, questioning the cause of bombs. After the sacrifice on the cross beneath the gods, trying to break the claws of laws from the big boss. Amidst the criteria of the academia, on paranoia the bacteria transformed as a spirited gloria. My schizophrenia, I had to hold him. My head exploded and I didn't even know it. That's why HDysphrenia's golden. Observe every verse. Between each horse crossing over the force to absorb, they enter the door, forget they soar the orb, and find out there's not a core. Shall they swim in space to the shore? Black and white stallion on the field, galloping to the king of the jungle's roar. Who will be the shield and who will make the chimera kneel? Let the road disappear for the journey to begin. Bargain the sin, is that a deal? Each blue moon I get to feel a clear mind, away from fear. My left hand is the right hand man of my right hand. When it comes, should I warn or let it harm? Both are good to farm as long as they're worn out and warm. Now I let go and can hear the waves through the calm. Be, think, know, feel. Be, can you feel the fourth wall? Within the fifth reality, a high world. Be, think, know, feel, be. Forget trying to know, believe, and that's when you can let go and be to feel so. A folklore from the Lord at the shore, knocking on my door. Is that who's it from and for?